Good evening and welcome to One True Red podcast. We've had to call an extraordinary pod this evening for you all to enjoy as we look into Liverpool's woes once again. With us, we have Rel and Uche, myself, Mikey D. I'll be taking you through, leading these two witnesses to this Liverpool debacle, and hopefully we'll be looking at the issues and where we can intervene and what has gone wrong. The first question I'd like to ask is, were Liverpool overrated last season? Rel, take it away.
Of course not. Of course not, Mikey. We were... Have you got an echo? No. We were champions. We were comfortable champions as well. So I can't entertain any kind of they were overrated. At the end of the day, in 10 years' time, you look back, champions of 24-25 was Liverpool. So I'm not entertaining any of that kind of chat. Comfortable winners. Wait, Mike, let me just qualify that. Let me just.
It's your comment that led me to ask this question.
Let me just qualify that, Mikey. So I asked this of CT when he was making noise a few weeks ago. If Arsenal win this league after Liverpool dropped off a cliff, are people going to say Arsenal were overrated? No, you won it because you're the best team in that season. You can only play what you can play against.
Now,
so
back to the reason why I asked this question, and Uche will be a witness to this as well, because we've had a lot going off in our forum today, which is why we call this extraordinary pod.
Yes.
And you made the suggestion that Gravenberch hasn't been the same this season. He's not stopping through balls. He's not doing what he did last season. Mm-hmm. And yet he was lauded last season. And so I just want to understand what has changed. And I know you're going to say positional change, but I'm sorry, you can still tackle, you can still run, you can still mark, you can still block. Let us know.
So, Uche, I can take this, you can take it. But my view is that last season, he was good at what he was doing. This season, the manager's changed his position in the team, as far as I'm concerned. He was the first person in front of our defense last season, and he would advance the ball sometimes, or he'd pass it on to other players. This season, he seems to be playing a bit more advanced, or at least some of the games this season. So that's one of the reasons. Two, the second reason is that this season, the tactics have been... The manager has gone on and on and on about how from, what was it he said, from April, second half of last season, teams were playing different to us. They were sitting back and we have to break down the low block. What's your remedy to that, Mr. Slot? Because I'm not seeing anything from April this year. I had the stat the other day. I posted it in the chat. I'll try and dig it out. I had the stat the other day from April this year. I think we've taken the last two games away. We played 30 odd. We'd won 14. We'd lost 14. Champions, the team that finished champions, started this season with 6 or 5 wins in a row, and then here we are now. So.
Just before I bring Uche in, because we do need to hear from him, you mentioned that it was towards the back end of last season it fell off, and Gravenberch's position didn't change towards the back end of last season. So what's going on with him in particular? I just want to understand, because you're still leaking goals.
Last season we were still leaking goals, yes. This season we're leaking goals, yes. And as we've been saying in the chat, I don't see this as one player is the reason why we're playing the way we're playing. My problem is the tactics of the manager. That is my problem. So we started this season disrespecting teams like we just need to turn up and then we'll win games. The Bournemouth game was the first home game of the season. 2-0 up, back to 2-2. We have our right back overlapping our right-sided or right-sided central midfielder, lose the ball, counter-attack, goal. Why are we doing that at 2-0 up? And that was in the second or third game of the season. And it's just continued since then. We haven't got we're not controlling games, we're not playing sensibly, we're not doing the right things at the right time. You're 2-0 up, just play the ball about like we're doing now, and not scoring any goals. Play the ball about, kill the game, win the game. We're playing like we need to win 10-0 every match. It's nonsense.
Let's just bring in comments here from the Godfather.
Not anymore, we're not.
It's nothing to do with the team. It's the manager's stubborn behaviour. Our spine is still there. He's not playing it.
Well, he is playing it. So that's a bit unfair. So let's go through who's playing. So, unlike Rel, I do come prepared today because I was prepared to finish him today.
Mate, I've been on the train. Don't do that, Uche.
So
Don't do that. Don't do that, Uche. I've walked through the door. I've been on the train.
One at a time, lads. One at a time.
Don't worry, I've got you. So we've got Van Dijk, we've got Konate, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, Gravesen. Those guys will play. Those are your 5 core players. They pretty much played every game when available. Gravenberch, should I say, got suspended. That's why he missed it. Apart from that, every game, those 5 were guaranteed. Obviously, Salah was part of that until you took him out. What I'm seeing, and the biggest secret, I actually had to go and look this up today, is that bottom line is Mo Salah was told, obviously everyone knows that he got given that free reign last season, and rightly so. But why is that? Because the other 2 forward players would always press, and will always press well. And then you have the ridiculous quality that is Trent Alexander-Arnold. The club decided, from their own wisdom, rightly so, I've got no issue with it. Nunes, off you go. Diaz wanted to go. So that's that gone. What the question now is, have you replaced those players? The answer is an emphatic no, you haven't. You spent all that money, fine, but you haven't replaced them. So we cannot press. What we are seeing at West Ham, when me and Rel went to the game, and what we saw on was on Wednesday night, we're very similar. Rel just disagrees. I'm seeing very similar nonsense. There's nothing happening of any note. They're not like we didn't batter West Ham. They were just so poor, they hardly attacked. And so if you don't attack, there's nothing to worry about. The moment, which the worst scenario, when they did attack, Sunderland was always going to be better because they're a better team than West Ham. And what you saw was a mess. And even still, we wouldn't have considered a goal because no mistakes, no goals. That's the problem. And everybody knows once we concede first this season, we struggle very, very badly. As soon as we concede, it's almost like game over. We can't even do much. So we actually did well to come back to Sunderland being 1-0 down. Normally, that's another L. That's the issue. So, but, that's the thing. You got to look at what happened, what's changed. That's what's changed. So for me, dropping Mo Salah was the right thing to do because you need more presses, somebody that can do something. The problem is, are you seeing any evidence of that? I'm not seeing any evidence of life without Mo Salah. Thankfully, he's going to AFCON. I can't wait for that to happen. So we can see how great is these players that we splashed on. How good are they really? Let's see it.
Let's bring in this comment from Humbly Humble. Bro, the worst players this season were the best players from last season. Van Dijk, the best centre-back ever, in some people's opinion. Salah, the best ever season last year. Konate was immense. And Maka was the best CM in the world, apparently. I think this links into the overrating. And then we follow on.
Any overrating. Because you can't say something's overrated.
Maka was the best CM in the world. No, that's what the statement just said.
No, wait. Forget all that. Forget the hyper.
No, I'm linking it with the comments.
Okay, fine. Okay. You said it was overrated.
Wait, relax.
Okay. No worries.
Come on. There's fallen onto Humbly Humble. So it's the spine. Going back to the spine. So there's a couple of comments coming in from the forum around the spine.
Right.
Uche, you just mentioned the core of the players that are the same from last season. What can be done about the spine? Because what you guys are suggesting is, what you're suggesting, Uche, is Salah going I think it will expose the others.
Yes, but I want the exposure. We need to see it. Because at the end of the day, no, serious talk, yeah? It's not even something against Salah. I already know what he could do and what he cannot do, right? These players that we signed are a bunch of, I don't want to even do something what I'm going to do on this pod. They are way, way out. Like, to me, I said it when the season, before the season ball was kicked. You know my opinion on the guy. If you haven't won something, it's your time is now to prove your worth, right? And to be fair to him, he's not getting the service.
I wonder who he's talking about.
He's not getting the service, blah, blah, blah. It's all nonsense because you're not touching the ball. You're not going out to find the ball. What are you actually bringing that makes you this record buy? We're not seeing it, right?
Who are you talking about, Uche?
Mo Salah has been removed from the equation. I want to see it because this team was made for Vert and Isak to play. We need to see it now because this is 100% the future, right? Future that does not involve Mo Salah. No problem. Now I'm going to start judging you The same way I would judge if Mo Salah was told, given the free rein he was given last season. So I actually think it's the right move by the manager to start withdrawing him and say, no, sorry, we can't give you that free rein because our team is a mess right now. Now you got to prove it. I'm watching this guy, right? And I'm saying, you need to do better. The manager needs to do better to get him the ball, and he needs to do better. It's as simple as that.
Let me come in.
Because he's not good enough. He's just not good enough.
Rel, come in, and then we need to pull up the humbly humble comment and then go back to Tony Steele, because I think they're all going to interlink.
Okay, so just coming in on what Uche has said, the problem I have with what you said, Uche, is that would all be great if the team was performing. I think it's unfair because Salah's been in this same team and Salah hasn't been performing. So for me, my position is not this player, that player. My position is starts back from there and starts with the manager. What are we trying to achieve when we enter the pitch every single game? What I saw on Wednesday was diabolical, and it was embarrassing, especially after what had happened against West Ham. Yes, it's only West Ham. Yes, they're bottom of wherever they are in the league. They don't threaten, especially at home. Blah blah blah. All of that stuff. You changed it finally. You've been doing rinse and repeat, game after game after game, losing game after game after game. We change it against West Ham. We get a positive result. We don't look like conceding. We create a few chances. Still mistakes. Still confidence being built. But we see positivity. We go into Wednesday. Even though Sunderland manager's sitting there saying, "I'm surprised." In the press conference, I'm even surprised at how much space we had today. What are we doing? We're at home against Sunderland.
What did they do with the space?
What are we doing at home?
What did they do with the space? Tell me.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
You watched the game. What did they do with the space? Let's be honest, yeah?
We should have lost that game.
Bottom
line is we should have lost that game. That's the bottom line.
I
don't care about this mistake. I don't care about Isaac costing X amount of money. I don't care about Wirtz.
We should not have lost that game. The only time we should have lost that game is in the 90th minute.
You watched the same game, man.
Wait, the only time we should have lost the game and rightly punished was at the 90-something minute. That one is dumb. Yeah, we can both accept that. But to say that we should have lost the game at 0-0 is ridiculous. There was not one chance. Not one chance.
Yes, okay, wait. Let's go beyond that, because
that would lead to
you're going to harp on this mistake, and if the mistake doesn't happen,
forget the mistake for a minute. But I just want to attack on the way he's saying there is no other chance, because even that, yeah, let's be honest, is even harsh. Because he took a deflection. But
yeah, I was going to say they had chances.
We had chances.
They hit the post from a corner.
But we hit the post. Yeah, they did. We hit the post. What do you mean? We hit the post as well.
I didn't say you didn't. You said you couldn't lose.
Both ways. So which one do you want it? We had a Wirtz chance.
What are you trying to argue here? Let's get to that point.
I'm trying. So this is what I said in the I said in the forum, and I'll say it again. There's a lot riding on results. I've got no problem with that because it's a result business, right? When we played Arsenal, our XG was next to nothing. So it basically is a nothing game. But we won the game, right? So again, we limit the team to very little XG, right? But we won the game. Almost like you steal it, right? And everyone thinks it's honky-dory. Keep a clean sheet, win 1-0. If you now take that kind of game and you put it to Wednesday game, I see a very similar output. They might have more of the ball, whatever you want to call it. But in terms of actual chances, you could say, I don't think they had that many chances that you say you should have buried. That thing that hit the post was a poor marking, but he still hit the post, the outside of the post. So to me, it was never going in. That's just my opinion, right? If you look at the chances that we created, right?
Which ones?
First chance is a proper chance. Like you look at that chance properly. That's a proper chance. No, but that's a proper chance.
Okay,
the header by McAllister is a proper chance.
Hit the outside of the post was never going in. It's literally the same thing.
I know, but it's a proper chance as well, yeah? So at the end of the day, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, these are tight games. They're boring. I'm not going to dispute that with you. They're not great games to watch. But the same thing, Arsenal game was not great to watch. The only difference was we kept them out and we scored and we won 1-0. And then we're happy because that's what we are as fans. Winning games. If you don't, so I don't want to be harping on about just that mistake, Mike, in terms of Van Dijk. I am saying that if you look at the XG, you look at expected goals, you look at any metrics that, that is, if you're being like unbiased and look at it properly, there's a lot of games we won this season. Aston Villa is another one. Everton is another one. Where our XG for the game that we just saw was higher than those games. The only difference was we scored first and we won those games. You remember when you were coming on the pod and you were talking about Rodgers, that Rodgers stance that hit the post and so on. We all know that those were very unlikely we're going to come back and win that game if Rodgers' shot goes in. What I'm trying to say is I don't even like the football we're playing. I can't tell you one game this season, by the way, I'm being totally honest with you, league game, I can tell you we controlled and we won and it was comfortable. Everything has a spin on it. So clearly we're low on confidence.
That leads us into a couple of the Tony Steele comments. So basically it's all coming back to Slot. Slot is the one setting up the team. We can focus on players, we can focus on individuals, but at the end of the day, what strategy is Slot sending them out with? And Copfather's comment is exactly what it was. Last season, Salah was blitzing everything. Yeah. His output for GA was absolutely ridiculous.
It was fantastic.
And guess what? We've gone through this. There's a couple of players that have gone that were aiding that. But
big time. No, we can't go past that. I think
we have to go past that because we have to look at Slot. And what is he doing to remedy that situation?
I'm telling you, honestly, that's the reason why we're struggling. It's clear as day to me. So I was looking at this in more detail. Like, okay, what is it really that's happening with Liverpool, right? We know about the Trent thing. But you know one thing we haven't talked about? This is the first time in our history where on the left-hand side, the whole Van Dijk Robertson doesn't exist. People never talk about that. It's always been Van Dijk and Robertson since Salah joined this club. Always. This is the first time. Is it a surprise that he's looking at the guy and he's switching? There's a lack of understanding there. So we've lost the right-hand side combination in terms of attacking, and we lost the left-hand side in terms of defending. So we talk about the right-hand side, which we talk to detail, but we haven't actually talked about the fact that Robertson and Van Dijk have been the mainstays so many games together for many years. We've lost that as well.
We haven't though, Uche. But that's
not going to be funny. They're still there, and we still need to come back to Slot as the manager.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Mikey, that was the point. That was exactly the point I was going to make. You say we've lost Robertson. He's still at the club, and the manager's decided he wants to play Kirkers.
He can't play.
He started the season playing Kirkers.
I completely agree with the decision not to play Robertson. My point I'm trying to make is...
Yes, because you don't like Robertson anymore.
Anymore. Exactly. No, don't say I don't like him. I've got nothing against my players.
You don't like this version of Robertson. That's the reason why you're happy with Kirkers. Kirkers can't defend.
Unfortunately,
and it's a choice. Right? The choice is the manager made the choice to play Kirkers. Kirkers can't defend.
No, but you have to play Kirkers because you have to.
You don't have to. It's a choice.
No, but you have to move on with players. You have to move on.
But this is the issue, though. So when I look at it from an outside perspective, Slot has made some decisions. He's made the decision to play Kirkers instead of Robertson when Kirkers hasn't been good enough, regardless, because he feels the need that he has to play them. He's played Isak instead of Ekitike when Ekitike was playing better because he feels like Isak has to play and play his way into form. So he's making these decisions on the basis of needing players to get into form and to be able to link into a team. But he hasn't given them a strategy to win games.
Exactly. McAllister's another one. He's played the guy when the guy has been a literal passenger. It's like playing with 10 men half the time. That's how it's been. I think you can count 3 performances, and that's been generous this season, league and cup, that McAllister has showed up and looked like a competent footballer. 3 times is max. I can't even think of the 3 off the top of my head. I think he was good in the Real Madrid game.
Is that the manager's fault? I don't think he is.
No, the fault is the manager playing him. That's the fault.
Well,
I'm not saying that he can.
I'm not trying to excuse the manager, yeah. But
you keep drawing it away from him, though.
Yeah,
because
and back to players.
I come back to quality. I'm all about quality, so I can't go back on my own self, right? This is how I view football. So if it's dissimilar to me, I know we're not going to have the same opinion. It's fine. But going from McAllister to your Curtis Jones ain't going to get it done. That's just my opinion. The same way that all this Konate is having a terrible situation. But even if we had this player, unless it's like a truly a gay, going from Konate to whoever you think it is, ain't going to do it. He ain't going to get it done. Now, that's where we have a problem. I admit that. That means your squad is not enough. You should be having players that can bench somebody properly, not somebody that's going to see as a joke. A similar example was Robertson versus Tsimikas for many years. Robertson always knew that he's the main man. Do you know what I'm saying? So he's in the player to step it up. McAllister's been diabolical, unfortunately. I don't know what the issue was. He hasn't been up to it. It's what it is. It's the truth. If he showed McAllister of what we knew last season, we wouldn't be in this situation as well.
Don't play him then.
I agree.
Exactly.
You shouldn't play him, but if you
And
play the Curtis Jones and stuff, I'm not feeling that. I don't think that's going to get it done.
Uche, you're saying
what
this
I'm
stuff,
hearing
but
from you is that Kirkes isn't playing well, yet Slot decides to play him.
Yep.
McAllister hasn't played well all season, yet Slot decides to play him.
Yep.
Isak has shown one glimpse, and yet Slot decides to play him. Slot makes the
play.
decisions.
We have to
Slot is
play.
responsible.
Yes, but
Slot doesn't have to play
Once
all of those players.
Once you buy a player of that quality, you have to play him. Isak has to
You
play.
don't
I
have
mean, come on,
to
guys. He
play
has to
him.
play.
He doesn't have
Then-
to though. Uche. We've got two strikers.
No,
One
we
of
don't.
them's playing well. One of them's still in preseason. Still
No,
in December.
no, he's not in preseason anymore.
you don't have to-
You can't have that.
Okay, it's done now. So
it's done.
he has a choice which one to play. He doesn't have to play. If you're this guy who walked in, took over probably the hardest job in the league. Wait, let me just finish this. Took over one of the hardest jobs in the league to take over from Klopp, who'd been there for nearly 10 years. Won us everything, literally everything. You were with me in Qatar when we lifted the World Cup. So you've seen it happen in front of your eyes. This guy came in and then won the league in his first season. If you're that guy and you're taking off Kwanzaa in your first home game because the guy isn't winning enough duels, and then a season later you're saying that you sign this player and you have to play him, or McAllister because he did this last year and he can't even walk or run or do anything remotely resembling what he used to do for us. You have to play. You don't have to do that. It's your choice.
The only reason
And
why
he's taking a choice.
I don't want to conflate the issue. The only reason why I said these players have to play is because I am directly comparing the player versus who you're talking about. For me, Isak has to play.
Well, I disagree. So,
okay,
why does he have to play?
No, because Ekitike ain't the one. Sorry,
You
guys.
keep saying that, but Ekitike was the one, and he was the one scoring when you were winning games.
So the same thing applies to McAllister. I got to be consistent. I'll play him. So I've got no issue with his stuff.
Right. So then let's get on to this final kind of bit, where it's who's to blame, because we started going down a road and it was leading to Slot. The comments are all in. Everybody's leading to Slot, but Uche is aligned with Slot.
No,
because
I'm not going to say that he's not to blame. I didn't say he's not to blame either. I'm saying
you said you would make the same decisions.
I'll play him. I'll play those players because those players that you're telling me not to play, I'm not having it. Isak has to play right now, today. Don't talk to me about how many weeks ago. Right now, we're going into a game tomorrow. Yeah, Isak has to play. End of story. I will say that forever. Isak has to play. Isak was bought for this moment. Isak has to play. There's no doubt in my mind whatsoever. You guys can talk about this all day. Isak is playing.
This sounds,
I want him playing. And Isak needs to finish
this
the game.
Sounds
because
fantastic. This sounds fantastic. But you spent 3 months saying, where is Isak?
Exactly.
And he needs to be asserting himself by November. We're in December.
Thank you. That's why he has
He's
to
not asserting nothing.
No, I don't want a situation where Isak is not playing, where people can say, oh, if he comes on. No, Isak has to play.
Just read the comment there from PSTV Online. That's reflective of a lot of fans' opinions, not just mine as
okay, check this out. Yeah? Let's put up the Cup Fathers comment, yeah? 13 games, 3 goals, 1 assist. Listen, it's not like Ekitike isn't blowing the water away here, man. Let's relax ourselves, man.
Wait. How many of those were starts? Because as soon as Isak came in, the start stopped.
And listen, Mikey, if we're talking
about Ekitike was in flow. Wait, just 1 minute. Early on, I said Ekitike wasn't the one. I said you shouldn't have signed him.
Yeah.
He started for you guys. I said, my bad. Yeah. I have to beep, retract that because he was on fire. He was linking up everything.
Yeah.
Then he got pulled out for no reason. That's where everything went wrong.
Yeah, and I agree
with you. I'm wrong. Look at the timeline.
But I agree with you then. But right now, we're talking about tomorrow going forward. Isak has to play.
Who took that choice?
Sorry?
Who took the choice to do that?
What do you mean? Don't buy 2 strikers for a start and make it all about Isak. You could try
when Ekitike was on form, who took the choice to take him out of the team and put someone else who wasn't even
blamed for that?
Who the manager admitted in 4K in front of everyone, the whole world.
Yes,
sat in a press conference and said this guy's in preseason, and he decided to take the guy who
and he should get, and he's been gone and rightly so. But we're talking about now, right? And you're telling me,
but even now, even after the last game, I heard Slot saying that we've got players that can't play the whole game. They need minutes. This is nonsense.
Isak being one of them, by the way.
It was definitely Isak that was not named, but it was about him.
Listen, guys, let's stop it, man. The guy has
How long are you, Uche? How long are you willing to accept Isak playing himself into form?
Because Mo Salah is going in about 2
No. How long? Not because anything. How long?
Do you mean I'm telling you the answer? Literally, Mo Salah is going on AFCON, and personally, I can't wait for that. It's gonna be one of the best period of my since I've not, because I want to see what Liverpool looks like, because this is the future, right? I've been told we've got a world-class player up front. I want to see it. Isak is playing every single minute of every game, and the job of the manager, don't get this twisted, because it's gonna come down to him again. Like Rel, you guys think
you've been steering us away from him.
No. I want to make sure you make it very clear. Isak has to play, because when Isak starts, if he doesn't start scoring, then you have to ask yourself, why is that? So for me, Isak has to play. What do you mean scapegoat? What are you talking about? I'm not scared.
Well said.
Wait, listen, right? There's no scapegoat here. I'm literally saying that Isak has to play. What's the problem? I don't get it.
I think that you need a manager to make cutthroat decisions, and your manager isn't that. That's my view.
Unfortunately, Ekitike is not the guy you think he is. I'm sorry.
He's chosen. Listen, unfortunately, he's chosen to bench Salah instead of keep Isak on the bench, whilst Isak is not doing nothing.
Because we've bought him now, and he is the future, so he has to play. I don't know how else to tell you. We've made a decision that this is the guy. You have to try and get the best out of him. He's here now. Unless you're telling me that we're gonna change, we shouldn't be changing, because we have to find out, is this guy what he thinks is about? I think he can get there. I don't think he's ever gonna equal Mo Salah's way of scoring, anything like that. But he's certainly gonna do better than what we've seen.
He has to. What do you mean? That's not even better than Ekitike at this moment. So he has to do better.
But that's what I'm saying. So you have to play him how's he gonna get better if he's on the bench?
How long? And I'll ask the question: how long are you willing to wait for that to happen?
He's gonna play for a long time, and then depending on when Mo Salah comes back, then it'd be very crystal clear that either you're that guy or you're simply not that guy. And you know what that means if you're not that guy? That's a massive waste of money and time. And
in the meantime,
ruined our whole season for that guy. That's what you've done. And it's become very clear.
In the meantime, we're losing games and the manager gets sacked. So, I mean,
the manager's not getting sacked. Let's get serious.
On paper,
he's not getting sacked. So why are we talking?
Why not?
He's not getting sacked, though, is he? So
what does he need to do to get sacked?
He's not losing games anymore, is he? So it's not going to get sacked.
What does he need to do?
Wait till tomorrow evening.
We're 2 points behind Chelsea. We're 6 points behind the team in second. What's the issue?
What? Oh, you're happy then?
Of course, I'm not happy. That's why I'm asking you a question. Why are we going to talk about how can you sack a manager when you have those stats staring in front of you? You're not going to do it, are you?
Because 2 weeks ago you said if you lose against West Ham, he needs to go.
We're losing, but we're not losing. We got 4 points from
wait. No, that was 2 games ago. You can't change that drastically.
What I'm trying to
2 weeks ago and 2 games ago, you're saying he could go.
Because it's 4 points from 6. That's where we are. Whether you like it or not, that's where we are. If we had lost and lost again, that would be 0 points from 6. A massive difference, no?
4 points from 6 against West Ham and Sunderland.
Doesn't matter. The bottom line is you got to keep winning games to resolve business.
This is crazy. I don't think you understand the gravity of this situation.
It doesn't matter. It's about winning games. When you win games and you get into a routine of winning games, then you start talking about anything. At the end of the day, that's where we're at. So for me, the problem, like I said, trust me on this, we are lacking presses, and therefore he had to take Mo Salah out.
No.
Because he can't give them.
Wait. Because I can deal with this. Even if you're lacking presses, whose job is that?
It's his job.
If your game style as a manager requires presses, whose job is it to make sure you have presses?
Do you know what I feel has happened? I think when those players came to the club, either he's now realized that while they're physically there, that there's certain things that they can't do. That's the only explanation.
So they spent 300 million on attacking players that they thought could press but can't press.
I can't see it. I see no evidence. So
Uche,
wait,
come on.
look, okay. So against West Ham, we played. What do we play? Gakpo, Isak and Wirtz, right? The so-called wonderful formation, right? Unless I'm watching a different game, like I said, West Ham are terrible. Like there's nothing there. People should stop focusing on West Ham. We just got the 3 points and get the heck out of there. That's the game I saw. There's nothing to write.
That's what we're saying. So it shouldn't count as anything for Slot. But you said it's a redemption,
bro. You have to keep getting
4 points out.
Keep getting points and keep what I'm waiting, and it's slowly showing. It's still not there. I'm still waiting for the Wirtz. Wirtz is the key to this whole team, the whole shebang. That's what this is about. Getting the best out of Wirtz will mean that he can connect with Isak. Therefore, Isak has to play. It's as simple as that. And you have to wait. We go wherever those two go.
Meanwhile,
you have exactly what you have now.
We're not losing games because we've got 4 points from 6. We've got 4 out of 6 points. What are you talking about?
You just watched these 2 games. I don't want to hear 4 points out of 6 again. You've just watched these last 2 games, and you weren't happy with the performance.
Of course, I'm not happy. But we're not losing, though. We're not losing anymore.
Wait. Get past that. Get past that little part.
Sorry,
where we've taken you to your worst run in, I don't know, in my history.
Yeah, and then he changed it, right? And now it's Gakpo, Isak, Wirtz.
And he had to bring on Salah because it wasn't working.
You have to use it.
Exactly.
Someone said earlier to bring on Salah because it was not working.
Someone said earlier that we look right. Someone said earlier that we look better when Salah came on. He said, I can't remember which comment it was. So apologies who that was. But they said thought it was the right decision to drop Salah, but then we looked better when he came on. What are we doing here? What's going on here?
Exactly.
Yeah, because it was 45 minutes. You bring players to change games. That happens.
Either your plan is what we did against West Ham, and that's the plan going forward, or it's something else. That is the plan going forward. What is it though? Of
course it is, because he's going on.
Sabozlai right midfield. That's the plan going forward. We're going to win games.
The plan definitely is that Mo Salah is going on AFCON, and we're trying to find solutions, and we're going to get some touch. So that's the plan.
Absolutely.
Your team has bandages on. That's what it has. This is not the solution.
Yeah. And also, Frimpong should be back soon. And what's his name should be back as well.
Uche, on that then. So what's the formation then? We're going, because it was very clearly 4-4-1-1 against West Ham, or you can say 4-5-1. So what's the plan going forward then? When Salah's in AFCON, what are we doing?
What's the plan? The same.
What's the plan? You're saying he's waiting for Frimpong. What's he waiting for Frimpong to do?
What kind of question is that? Sometimes you play my right midfield if you have to. You can play my right back. You can do a double right hand side with Connor and Frimpong if you want to.
So that's the Slot master plan.
The master plan is to get
Bradley and Frimpong on the right hand side.
Sorry,
was this the vision? Connor Bradley and Frimpong on your right hand side.
But right now we're playing to survive, and right now we're 2 points behind Chelsea. And we're going to be in top 4 with no problems.
You know the issue? We're struggling to see what the plan was.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling to see what the plan is. I'm struggling.
We shouldn't be struggling.
I know you shouldn't be struggling, but we are.
No. I don't think you understand. You are the champions, and we are struggling to understand what your manager is doing.
Well, I'll tell you what I don't understand. We spend a lot of time talking about attacking, right? When this squad really should be focused on the fact that the champions have conceded, 21 or 22 goals in 14 league games. That is relegation stuff. So
whose fault is that? Is that individual? Is it individual mistakes?
You can't keep focusing on players that are playing because your manager is picking them day in, day out.
Well, I was told
Konate is being picked regardless of anything.
I was told that Trent couldn't defend. He leaves the team, and we're conceding 22 goals in 14 games.
I think it's 21, but yeah.
Oh, it's 21.
I hear your point.
Okay, so how does that work? Because I was told he can't defend.
I didn't support that.
Yeah, and we've got Konate and VVD, the same formation. Sometimes we play Robertson on left back. It's definitely not their fault. So what is happening? How can you defend this nonsense? It's terrible. And it was supposed to be that we're better defensive team now. How is that possible?
Who said
it's possible? Right. It's not down to the manager.
Who said it's a better defensive team? Who said that?
Okay, I think we need to conclude this now, and we need a second part where we focus on that defense because there's a lot of issues.
You need to focus on the defense because
there's player personnel. There's a keeper that gets injured all the time. There's a lot to go into. with Liverpool's defence.
Yes.
Tony still says there's no plan with Slot. No Liverpool fan can actually say what our actual system is. Under Klopp, we had an identity. That is a fact.
And
I think we need
no idea
this evening.
Well, we also had an identity last season, so let's not play that game. We had a clear identity last season.
No, you had Salah last season.
No, we had a clear identity because we
You had Salah last season breaking all records.
Listen, right? This is the problem I have, especially when he's a non-Liverpool fan talking.
You don't want to conclude this. You want to continue?
No, I'm not going to continue because I want to set this straight. This is ridiculous. Right. Klopp was playing
you Salah last season.
Let's not do that, Mikey. Come on. You can say...
Wait.
There's comments in the forum. There's Liverpool fan comments, right?
You lose.
Go and look.
You lose Haaland X season, then Man City not this. Any team can do that. We can all play that game.
We can't all play that game. You can't play that game.
We won the Champions League. We won the league, and other teams haven't. So yeah,
with Salah, yes.
Wait, Mikey, this has been ridiculous. This is very poor form for me. I'm very disappointed. So,
what are we doing? Because we were concluding, and now you're continuing. If you continue,
I just want to make this point clear. I need to make this point clear. Klopp had the same team, exactly the same team, same players. He was playing Endo as a DM. This man comes in, plays Gravenberch as a DM, and we go on to win the league. He specifically gives Mo Salah more free reign, and we win the league because that's what he did. He did that. So that's not Klopp. That is an identity. It's clear. Now, we went and tried to upgrade, and right now, he's not able to identify how to get the best of the upgrades. And I'm questioning, are they actually upgrades? Because they look like downgrades.
You're not questioning Slot, though.
I am questioning.
That is the point. You are not questioning Slot.
I'm just saying that the players are in disgrace because they should be doing more. Because you shouldn't. There's no situation where you concede 21 goals in 14. It's just ridiculous. I mean, we shouldn't.
What's the manager doing about Uche? What's going on there?
A team with a system.
There is no way. Listen, Rel, you cannot predict it. It's impossible. So don't
wait a minute.
Because if I told you that Van Dijk and Konate were going to be starting every game, and you're not going to say to me, "Oh, the result is going to be 21 goals conceded in 14 games." You're not going to say that. That'd be a ridiculous thing to be saying. So what do you mean, the manager? Have some pride. Go and play football.
But we've had this chat, Uche. Van Dijk are not the only.
You keep saying this. How is that the manager?
Uche, Van Dijk and Konate are not the only two players that defend a goal. It's just not how football works.
It doesn't matter to me. At the end of the day,
for you it doesn't. That's just a matter of fact.
It's not like we had a defensive crisis. It's not like players are injured. No one is injured. No one's suspended. So don't give me that. But it's the manager. The manager told you to go and concede.
Wait. That was a very good point. Nobody's injured. Nobody's suspended. And your manager still can't work things out. He hasn't got any variables to deal with other than the players.
He's conceding goals at an alarm rate. And I can tell you, starting with the captain, mistake that they make, individual mistakes. Every game there's an individual mistake. So you can't tell me about this team that is a defend, stop people shooting, stop people creating chances against you. You'll be fine. And don't believe this Sunderland hype, because that's all it is. Hype. They didn't do much.
Lots of teams make individual mistakes. Guess what? Teammates can go and help out.
Oh, no, not when your keeper is nearly taking the ball in the back of the net.
Systems can be set up to limit attacks.
And that's what we did. That's what we did.
You're not limiting attacks.
Yes, we are. We are limiting attacks.
Okay. You're in trouble. More trouble than I thought then.
But the problem is they score from little attack that they have because we're not defending the little XG that they have. They're still scoring from it. That's been the problem.
We watched against Sunderland.
Go on. Then I'll just bring something.
We watched it. Bro, go on.
No, I was just looking at our results from last season because Uche said about Konate and Van Dijk starting and this, that, and the other. In the league, we had one clean sheet. The last clean sheet we had at the end of last season with those players in there was back in April. We conceded goals in every game from then.
When did we win the league?
This is before we won the league, by the way.
Yeah, when did we? I'm asking you a question. Just answer my question. When did we win the league?
We won the league on the 27th of April. We won the league on the 27th of April.
See, this is your problem, Uche. I tried to tell you at the time, but you keep removing everything. We won the league, so nothing else counts.
This year, we've had from let's take it from January then. Or let me go all the way back then. If you want me to do that, let me go all the way back. So from January this year, West Ham 5-0. That was a clean sheet. Accrington 4-0, clean sheet. That was in February. Brentford 2-0. That was in January. Brentford 2-0. Bournemouth 2-0, February. Liverpool 4, that was the EFL Cup 4-0. Plymouth, we lost 2. And then the next clean sheet was the end of February against Man City 2-0. Newcastle next
so
game,
we
beat
can do it
2-0.
against Man City at the City ground, but we can't do it against other teams. What does that tell you? Like, this is crazy, man. This is crazy, bro. In fact, we did it this season against Arsenal.
Handful of clean sheets all the way until the start of this season. A handful of clean sheets.
A handful of clean sheets. But then who do we keep a clean sheet against? The team that's leading the league right now,
Burnley
Manchester City
and Arsenal this season.
Okay,
Burnley
and you mentioned Man City from last season. So obviously those players can do it if they concentrate. So why is it that when we give them props when they do it, and then we
wait? Because in the game against us, you clearly set up just to hold in your positions.
Why not?
You weren't doing that against the other teams.
Yeah, because
so it's a change in strategy. So Slot found a strategy to not lose that game, but he's failed to find a strategy in a lot of games this season.
And I'm telling you,
that's why it comes down to Slot.
The last 2 games that I saw a team that's clearly defending better, much better than the start of the season, right? That's what I saw. So I can't have you guys going on a hype on this Sunderland nonsense because they didn't create enough chances to win that game. They didn't.
Even though they almost won the game with the last kick of the game.
I'm saying that was at 1-1. We're clearly going for it. But the bottom line is, if the game stayed 0-0, we might have won that game because if we score first, we might win the game. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And you keep going on about this, but I've told you, I've proven it to you with the expected goals. The expected goals ain't that great. It's terrible against Arsenal, and we won the game. So which one? What do you want? Because I don't understand how I can show you something that way we've done better and won the game when we score first. It's about clean sheets. We would have kept a clean sheet if you didn't make a mistake. That was an individual mistake that led to the goal. It's all about goals, isn't it? It's not about, close chances. It's about scoring the goals.
Fine. Okay, on that point, Uche, and we'll probably need to wrap up. On that point, it's all about goals. The way the manager set us up to play, like someone said earlier, what's our identity? What did you see attacking-wise? It's all about goals, remember? What did you see attacking-wise against Sunderland that showed you that this manager knows how to get those goals? Because he's been complaining since the start of the season about low block this, long ball that, second balls this, corners and set piece that. What's he doing to make us score those goals? Because I'm not seeing it.
First of
maybe
all,
you are.
Sunderland is a good team, and I think we should not forget that. 2-2 against Arsenal, beating Chelsea at the bridge, and now drawn at the game. So I think that's one thing you need to remember while you keep on going on about this Sunderland stuff. Pay respects where respect is due. That's the first thing. Second thing is,
let's wait 2-2. Mikey, was it 2-2 at Emirates?
Sorry, 2-2 at the Sunderland's ground.
Sunderland's ground.
Stadium of Light. But the bottom line is, so they've proven it.
Wait, you're trying to compare the two?
No, of course I'm comparing the two. Did you win?
Why?
No. Did you win the game?
Number one, we were away and we were winning, and they scored a last-minute equalizer.
I don't care if you're
Number two, stop. Number two, you were at home and you should have lost.
They won at the bridge.
I'm talking about you. I don't care about Chelsea.
So which one is it? I'm trying to make a point here. They
actually beat Chelsea as well. What are we saying?
They're giving teams problems, so you have to start respecting them a little bit because they're actually capable of doing that. I didn't see them giving us.
There you go.
I didn't see them giving us problems. That's the problem. What do you say? That's just not true. The league. All you have to do is look at the league table. Like if they are what he claims they are
they better than you?
What's the league table wrong?
Are they better than you?
The league table isn't wrong.
We just have to look at the league table. Are they better than you?
What you mean? I'm telling you that
all we have to do is look at the table. You said
the team. Well, they beat Chelsea and they drew with Arsenal, who are gonna be. So I'm thinking they're doing more than okay. That's not a fluke result.
By the way, we're doing this before we go and play Leeds. Leeds just beat Chelsea. So
no, I'm not gonna give Leeds no props. I'm not giving Leeds zero props. You can
Why not?
That on me. I'm not giving them no props whatsoever because they're a poor team. They can't even defend. If you know what, if you're bad, you should go there and defend.
They just dealt with Chelsea.
Sorry?
They just dealt with Chelsea.
You defend better. They're not, to me, they're not comparable. I didn't just mention Chelsea. I mentioned Arsenal. I expect Arsenal to destroy Leeds. I expect Arsenal to finish up Leeds because they ain't that all that. So Liverpool should go there and get a result. And if they don't, you'll be hearing from me this Sunday or whenever it is we go live next. Trust me on that. Let's not make this a complicated. I'm trying to give Sunderland some credit here. And I'm saying they didn't do much.
You can give them some credit, but you're giving them too much credit. And that's the end.
I'm not giving it too much.
So let's close this off, lads.
This is based on facts.
You don't want to close this off, no?
No, it's based on facts. I can't let you just be talking anyhow because it's based on facts.
You can keep basing things on facts, but
it is based on facts. What are you talking about?
The viewers are listening, the viewers are speaking.
What did they say?
Thank you, everybody. This has been an entertaining evening. Hope you've enjoyed. Like, comment, and subscribe. We'll be back on Sunday at 7:30.
And we'll also be doing a few.
What are we going to be doing, Rel?
I can't hear what he's saying.
This guy.
Bye-bye. I'm out.
End the pod.